All right, what is up, everybody? I'm getting a sense that the Seahawks fans aren't quite as excited as you were just a couple of weeks ago, and I'm here to tell you why you should be. You absolutely still should be, but also let's talk about just the flurry of moves that they made. Like, hey, Thanksgiving, not in the NFL. This is a busy season. If you're a coach, if you're a GM, you might have room for one meal, but you got the phone right next to you, right? Hey, if you are new to this channel, my name is Craig. Me and my buddy Chris started this channel a few years ago. We are Detroit Lions fans. I'm doing a Seahawk video while wearing a Lions hoodie. My Lions play in an hour and a half. Like, of course I'm going to be wearing a Lions gear. Like, of course I am. But we love talking about teams that the national media doesn't talk about enough. We feel like the Seattle Seahawks are absolutely one of those teams, especially out of the NFC West. Everybody's wanting to talk about the Niners. Everybody wants to talk about the Rams. You know, it's pretty. It's California. Let's talk about the Seahawks on this channel. That's what I have to say. Hey, we might even talk about the Cardinals because nobody talks about them, but nobody watches it because they're really bad at football. I mean, they're really bad at football. So anyways, here you are. You sit still alone in second place in the division. You still have a game left against the Rams, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's talk about the moves. All right, seriously, there are a crap ton of news. Seattle Sports did a really good job of putting them all in one space. First, you have signed to the active roster running back Cam Akers. Akers comes to the Seahawks after being released on Saturday by the Minnesota Vikings. They have healthy enough running backs. They said, we don't need Akers anymore. This guy has been on more teams than he has new Achilles. And if you know, you know. That's a lot. Why do you need Akers? Okay, well, Halani he did not practice because of a hamstring. There's thought that this might linger for sure into this weekend. If it does, you need another running back because you also have Kenneth Walker with a limited practice with his glute. You never, ever know with this guy, with Kenneth Walker. Like a limited practice for him on a Wednesday could mean that he's going to be 110% come game day, or he's going to be like 50%. You don't know. He'll play through injuries at time and look phenomenal. Other times, terrible. Like it's so weird with him. So you need to be able to rely on more than just Charbonnet. So that is why that's a good move. That's why they made that move to bring him back. Now, let's look at the next couple of moves that you made. I would say the Cam Akers one has the best chance to be a thing, but there's one that's actually more entertaining to me, and that is safety Quandre Diggs. This is a guy I'm very familiar with. He signed and was a 3-time Pro Bowler during a 5-year stint with the Seahawks. He is older. Like, I know that. He is not a Pro Bowl safety anymore. All right? But it was reported to be in the works, a reunion with him. The Seahawks released Diggs after the 2023 season. He signed with the Titans. The Titans are just, they're done, right? Like we all know they're done. They're not any good this year. So they did a solid. They released Diggs, which allowed him then to go to a team that he wanted to play for and wanted to return to, which was the Seattle Seahawks. Now, will he play? I don't know. But what is cool is that he thought to himself, I want to come back to Seattle, also because he thought they probably had a chance to win it this year. So I think this is kind of an interesting one, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are the right injuries or things like that they find a way for Quandre Diggs to get on the field. I mean, like, or maybe he's just, you inject a little youth. Sometimes we see it. Like, we'll go to a completely different sport here. I told you I was in Detroit. I'm a Pistons fan. Ben Wallace left the Pistons. He was extremely effective. He was not good for the Cavs, terrible for the Bulls. And then in the last 2 years of his career, he was re-signed at like a vet minimum for the Pistons, and the dude went off. Like we've seen this before. When players go back to their old team, they get a little bit of that juice left, a little bit of that life left. All right? They get that. And so we don't even have to worry about it. It's a good thing. All right, now, let's talk about the other moves because we're going to talk about them quick, but then I want to talk about some things that you should be thankful for as a Seahawks fan. All right, running back Myles Gaskin. He's not terrible, by the way. I almost think in some ways he's better than Cam Akers. So, again, it's just people that you want to have on your team because of the injuries at the running back position, and wide receiver Jimmy Holiday. Promoted from the practice squad, guys that are going to probably be elevated this week are corner Shaq Griffin and linebacker Patrick O'Neal. You know Griffin. And this is what's so interesting to me. Mike Macdonald is bringing back players that used to be Seahawks when he wasn't the coach of the Seahawks. I think it's very interesting. There's guys that want to just be part of this organization. They want to come back. They want to play for this organization, and he's all for it. All right, linebacker Chaz Surratt was placed on IR, so that is unfortunate. We kind of knew that would happen. He has appeared in 11 games this season for Seattle, but that's tough. All right, so you also waived cornerback Darian Kendrick and released from practice squad tackle Logan Brown. Okay, that's the flurry of moves. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about what's coming and what's coming up and what to be thankful for. First, be thankful that you're playing the Vikings, okay? That's fantastic. It's interesting that Sam Darnold gets to play his old team, and you know the Vikings are just sitting here wishing that they still had Sam Darnold, all right? And that's the first thing, if I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, that I am thankful for on this holiday Thanksgiving, all right? Sam Darnold has been every bit of the quarterback you would hope for and probably more. I think when you signed Sam Darnold, a lot of people thought to themselves, will he be as good as Geno Smith? Okay, he's been significantly better. He's been an upgrade. At this point in the season, Sam Darnold, not anymore, but 2 weeks ago, he was being talked about in the MVP picture, and he still is a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback at this point in the season. If you said that that's what Sam Darnold would be, how exciting is that? He's also unleashed another guy that you should be thankful for, which is Jackson Smith-Njigba. Dude is on pace for like 2,000 yards. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it's partially because Sam Darnold loves to throw the deep ball, but I have to admit, that is not something I saw coming was, Sam Darnold is going to unlock Jackson Smith-Njigba's deep playability. No, that's not what I saw at all, because Jackson Smith-Njigba, I don't think of as that, but he has proven that he is a great deep play threat, not something he did a ton at Ohio State, which again just tells you how ridiculously talented Ohio State's wide receivers are, which I hate as a Michigan fan, but it's okay because we beat them 4 times in a row. No big deal. But they have unlocked that, which leads you to the third person that you should be thankful for, offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. He has unlocked this offense, and the only hope that you have is that he stays rather than leaves to go take a head coaching job. His offense started hot last year with the Saints. Then Carr got hurt, and it went down the tubes fast. And he wasn't, and then, of course, when Kellen Moore took the job, he's like, no, I'm the offensive coordinator. So Clint Kubiak needed to change jobs. Now here he is with Seattle, and this offense is flying high, all right? Pun intended, which makes you thankful for the fourth person, which is your head coach. It's Mike Macdonald. Mike Macdonald is like the defensive, and I hate this comparison, but he's like the defensive Sean McVay. He brings energy. He is young. He's in shape. He can relate to the players. He's just a really, really good coach. And I think it takes something very special to be a defensive-minded coach and have a really good football team that you can stay long-term in. I think he might actually be one of those coaches. I really do, and I think he'll be able to figure out the offense continually because he's a big brain, and he just knows football. So really exciting for all of you to have those things. Enjoy the game against the Vikings. Sit back, relax, still be full, have some leftovers maybe. They'll still be good, right? They'll still be good. Yeah, it's only 3 days after Thanksgiving. They'll still be good. So enjoy some leftovers and hey, be thankful for these 4 guys and find somebody else to be thankful for as well. Who are you most thankful for on the Seahawks this year? All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.